How's your day, guys? My name is Fuantei. We're going to be taking a look at Shining Maiden, some tips and tricks, some stuff to avoid, the pros and cons, and much more. Alright guys, now to start off, we're going to show you some gameplay. Now, as you can see, this probably reminds you of Grand Cross already. Now, you move the cards over, you gain ultimate gauge. However, the difference between this game and Grand Cross is, you notice how this is a 3-star card after I put only a 1-star card into it. You don't need two 2-star cards to rank it up to 3. You only need 3 cards in general, and you get 3 cards. If you had 2 rank 2 cards like I do here, then I combine them together, it's gonna spit out a 1. So basically it's gonna refund you that excess card that you used. Now, another bonus point about this game is if I were to use this card of the 3-star rarity, I'm going to get 3 gauges right there. Now, let's just show you what I mean instead of talking about it. Now, as you can see, I gained 3 old gauges from using that 3-star card versus in the 7 Deadly Sins where you would only gain that 1 gauge for using the card in general. And yes, there actually is a character in the game that is like Gother from 7 Deadly Sins that can rank up your cards, so therefore it can help you rush your ultimate even faster. Now, the first thing we're going to get into is the cons of this game, what I don't like, and I just realized I wanted to recruit. It's not where I want to go. But yeah, we're going to start talking about the cons first. First off, this is one of those games that does not overflow stamina. So as you can see, I have 190 stamina and my cap is at 147. If I were to level up, I'd still be at 199. It does not overflow. So keep that in mind when you're going to be playing this game and you're going to be ranking up where to spend your stamina in places that don't really give you any type of EXP towards your account. So therefore you can get the most out of your stamina and not really feel like you're wasting it. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but for people that are kind of like OCD with their stamina like me, then you know, your guys are just gonna bug you guys. Now, we'll put the nail in the coffin for me on this game where it's like, okay, I really don't like this about this game, but the game itself just has so much potential. It's really good that I'm just gonna continue playing it regardless if it dies or not, is the store. Now, let's look at the random shop first. Getting gold in this game is by no means easy. It is tedious and it takes a long time, and your promotion, ranking up your equipment, and all that other stuff consumes more gold than you can imagine. So this shop right here is already irrelevant out the gate. The amount of gold that it costs to get certain things is just ridiculous, to the point where it's just like, you can farm these things easily. Why would you want to spend money on them besides probably like the EXP pots? Now, even then, let's go, well, not gonna go there, but they have daily dungeons, EXP pots, they have crystals, and then they have gold. Do not waste any of your daily tries on the EXP pots. Reason being, this is one of those games like in Epic 7 where you could just run a stage over and over and you could actually relatively level up your characters rather quick, while also getting materials to further promote them to make them even stronger for your use, while getting EXP as well. So running the gold versus the EXP dungeon for the dailies is in your best interest because of the fact that this game is just very gold hungry. Now, another minus about this game is the token shop. As you can see, it costs 1,000 tokens for an SSR versus 160 for the SR. Now, I don't know where they come up with that number. That's a very big leap. That's damn near 900. That's damn near 900 difference. I don't know where they came up with this difference, but that's kind of one thing that I honestly personally feel like it should be reworked, because that's a little bit ridiculous. That is 1,000 R units that you would have to have pulled to get 1 SSR. Because it costs 1 R for 1 common token, and these are basically dupes. You could think of these like dupe tokens. So if you buy this token, no, you wouldn't be getting the character. You would just be getting like a dupe token for if you actually end up dupe-pulling the character. So yeah, I would recommend not really spending too much on this, because this was really just not worth it. Everything else that's worth it in this shop is all the stuff back here, the spirits, the normal recruitment tickets, and all of this other stuff right here. This is where the juice is at. This is the scraps, this is the juice. Now, I don't want to call this game greedy when it comes to their packs or anything, but it is. Now, as you can see, the amount of dollars you pay is the amount of gems you get for certain of these packs. You spend $6 for 500, $10 for 900, then you spend $30 for 3,000, $60 for 65. As you can see, the prices are kind of all over the place, and it really doesn't really add up here. Things like this are a little bit too greedy in my opinion, because the amount of dollars you spend you should always gain 2 to 3 times more of the in-game paid currency. At least from my experience, that's how it always usually is. It's probably 2 to 3 times more than what you're actually spending. So it really feels like you're getting your money's worth, you know what I mean? Because this virtual currency is nowhere, it doesn't even have a value outside of the game. So the fact that they're trying to make that value as much as the money you're spending, it's like, no, what are you doing? Now, in this shop as well, in most games you would see a lot of things that could be purchased, both gems and paid gems, except with paid gems you'd probably get a little bit more versus, you know, with the normal gems you'd probably have to pay more in gems to get that same exact item that you did with the paid gems. Now, another minus for me in their shop is the fact that you need paid gems for basically everything in the shop. You cannot use normal gems for anything at all, from purchasing say like a resurrection to purchasing gold. You can't even purchase gold with regular gems, which is like, wow, that's just mind blowing to me. Only thing you can purchase with gems is to refill your stamina, 100 stamina, no, not 100 stamina, 100 gems for 90 stamina. That ratio already right there is already dog. In Purchase Connect, it is 40 for 120, I believe. So the fact that you're paying 100 gems for 90 stamina is already like, whoa, what are these guys doing? There's a lot of stuff in there that's just like, whoa, because a lot of games usually that are like this, you could get the same thing that you could with paid gems with normal gems. It's just that it would probably cost more, or it's just a different way of going about it, but you could still in some way, shape, or form buy something similar with normal gems. In this game, in the shop, you cannot buy anything here with normal gems. You can only buy arena chances and stamina with normal gems. So that was the biggest nail in the coffin for me. But other than that, I still like this game. Now, another big turnoff for you guys might be formation skills. Yep, we all hate this. Haha. Okay, not all, but I myself, I am not too big of a fan of these type of games where they are grid formation, and each different formation gives you a different type of skill. I personally am not a fan of this, but I've been enjoying this game despite that. So it's in a gray area. It's not like a plus or minus. It's just something I don't like, but I don't mind. Now, other than pulling, there is another way to get SR or R to SSR units. Craft tokens. Now you can get these by dismantling dupes, because once you get 5 dupes, the character's basically done. It's maxed. You don't need any more dupes. And you would dismantle the dupes, and when you dismantle the dupes, you will get these crafting tokens. Basically, you know how it is. Depending on the amount of crafting tokens that you put in there, will, you know, vary your chances of getting an R through SSR, like in Arknights. Now, a big major minus as well in this game: Alliance and Reset. Alliance is by no means worth it, and you should never waste your material to do this. It is a 90% chance to upgrade this once. This should not even be a chance of succeeding. This should be guaranteed. Now, the reason I'm saying it should be guaranteed is because these fragments right here, or runes, these runes, you are not even able to get them unless you go into, what is it? It's normal, expert, and I'm not sure if it's legendary. It's probably not legendary or heroic, but basically it has 3 different difficulties. I'm gonna just use a universal term that everybody knows. It's normal, hard, and expert, or normal, expert, and legendary. You would be running it on expert or legendary to get these runes. And as you guys already know, running it through that high early on is not really that easy. Even mid gameplay is still not that easy because the difficulty increases. Now, you have to run this multiple times because you don't even get that many of these runes. You probably get like 2 to 4 at best. The fact that you have to run an instance that many times to get a chance at getting whatever X amount of attack it is, it's not worth it in my opinion. There should have been a system where it's like it's guaranteed to do it, only because of the fact that you are putting so much time into grinding these materials, these runes, and that gold, that it should not be a probability. It should just be guaranteed, realistically, honestly speaking. That's just my personal opinion. Other people might say, you know, it's different because, you know, one of the whales can just capitalize on that because they're buying packs. They actually can't, because you can't get runes from packs from what I've seen. Or you probably could have. Well, no, I haven't seen any packs that come with runes yet. So even if they were willing, the only thing they could really do is probably we're not even probably, the only thing that they could really do is just farm longer than us, because you know they're probably just buying stamina left and right and whatnot. Other big turnoff for this game is their reset system. As you can see, it only costs paid gems, and regardless of the rarity, it still costs 8 gems. It would have been smarter if it was just like 2 or 4, then like 4 or 6, and then like 6 to 8. The fact that it's strictly only gems, paid gems, to reset it, otherwise then you'd have like this reset potion that we are not aware of where to get that yet. It's another turn off, honestly, but it's not like something that's like, oh, it's detrimental, it's game changing, because in this game you are going to be wanting to level up basically majority of your characters anyway, only because of the fact that there's going to be a lot of different stages. And it's not really a game where you can just have one team and just, you know, do the whole content, because as you can see here, they have 3v3 arena. So if you plan on doing this at all, you're gonna need 12 different units built. Have fun. Now we're gonna be looking at some characters that are good. We're gonna look at all the R's, because I have all of them, not all max, but I have all of them. The top 3 R's from me, this is my personal list: Shiryuki, Fuyumi, Vela. Those are the top 3 in my opinions that you could basically use PvE and PvP. Well, besides Fuyumi, it would be for PvP and PvE, it would be Leah, or it would be Charles as well, or Ku. Ku's also real nice. So you can substitute Fuyumi for Charles, Ku, or Leah. Preferably Ku, because Ku's a single target DPS that just blows them up. But going into the reasons why, Shiryuki, you can think of her as like a sub healer. She doesn't actually heal, but she applies lifesteal with her ultimate and Berserk. Berserk is, you can think of it like the Berserk class from Fate Go. You deal more damage to every faction, but at the same time you take more damage. That's what that basically does. And she does a lot of damage with her S1, and she applies wound, and her physical damage, well, not physical damage, but she does block recovery when her S2 is level 2. One downside to this game: you cannot stack the same debuff, regardless if it's from different characters or not. So you cannot go into a dungeon, put 15 bleed stacks or 15 poison stacks on the fucking dragon and just one phase it. Alright, kiddos, you've been nerfed into the dirt. I'm not happy about that, because I like to run my dots. Now, the reason Vela is in this is because of her S2. Her S2 will give all allies penetration and physical defense increase when her S2 reaches level 2 or rank 2. Other than that, her S1 is pure damage, it's real good, and her S3 blocks debuffs. And you can run a full shutdown team where it's block debuffs, block attack seals, block recoveries, and block buffs. So if you wanted to run that team and just be Candace and not have to move at all, you could actually do that. Now, the reason I say Fuyumi is because of the fact that she is a healer, but she's also a healer that has decent damage. As you can see, the damage in her whack is insane. That's almost as much as like a regular DPS. And then her ultimate, it pushes the gauge by 2 while also healing everybody by 210%. So that right there is also really good. She can be used pretty much all around places. Now, I say Leah is because her S2 locks attack skills. This is more useful in, what's it called? This is more useful PvE rather than PvP, only because of the fact the way that these turns work is it procs off of all turns in general and not just your turn. Do keep that in mind when you're using any type of X amount of turns. Just keep in mind that it goes all around and not just off of your turns. Now, Ku, she is a great single target DPS that has wound and poison damage, as well as, I'm pretty sure it's, yep, she blocks buffs on her ultimate. So she could also be used anywhere. This is a great PvE and PvP unit, so that is another reason she is up there on the list. All these other R's, they're good, but I'm looking mainly at the R's that everybody would be looking at to build to help them both PvE and PvP, or to just clear content in general. All the other R's, like I said, can be used as well. It's just that compared to the ones that I've mentioned, they don't really live up to par with them, I guess I should say. You could also put Heidi in there as well, because Heidi blocks ultimates, and she's also kind of I guess you could say she's somewhat of a tank because she does boost her own. She doesn't boost herself, but she gains, you know, shield on her S2 when it's level 2, level 3, or rank 2 or rank 3. And she also gains reflection. Reflection in this game is pretty underwhelming. It's honestly not too good, but she is quite the DPS, and her S3 deals magic damage, oddly enough. Although it says magic damage here, in the actual game, she does physical damage. So this is clearly a typo, but yes, she does do physical damage to all the enemies, and she also blocks all their ultimates for 3 turns, which is really good. So you pair her with Vela, you block debuffs, you know, you block ultimates. They're pretty nice. My go-tos are always Shirayuki and Fuyumi. Most of the times, well, my go-to is Shirayuki. I never really bench her unless I'm just running a full farm AoE team, and even then I put her in there so they can have some type of life steal, so they can sustain themselves so they don't die. But like I was saying though, Fuyumi, Shirayuki, Vela, Ku, Leah, those are all the go-tos right there, starting off early, that you would definitely want to focus on when you start this game. They will help you clear a majority of the content, and they're just overall real nice, honestly. Like I'm noticing a lot more people are starting to use Shirayuki after I've suggested what to do with her. Now my friend, he loves using Vela. Vela is his go-to, but overall I've seen like everyone using Fuyumi. I'm guessing they're starting to realize just how good she is, both heal and DPS wise. So if you want the go-to healer straight out the gate, you want that Fuyumi. You want that sub healer, you don't have Fuyumi, you get that Shirayuki. You might ask, what about Yune? Yeah, she's 2-star, but overall I just really think Fuyumi is just a better healer than Yune. Yune just seems very underwhelming, and she doesn't really seem to live up to par with Fuyumi at all. Like I just think Fuyumi is just superior in every single way. That's just me. Not everybody else feels like that, but that's just what I personally think about it. Now, for SRs, Death is, I guess you could say, a PvP unit, only because her S1 out the gate, rank 1, will block buff skills for 1 turn. So that is really good. Really good. All her abilities are AoE, and her ultimate, which is the end theme, decreases their defense like Erika's ultimate. So that's really good right there. Another SR that is like Gother from Grand Cross is Naja. She has the ability to rank up her allies cards at rank 1, but when it's at rank 2, she has the ability to rank up all allies cards, and at rank 3 she also increases your crit chance by 10%. So she's also really good. I usually use Naja in teams where my CP is lower, but trying to pass the stage, because when you're going into a CP different stage, having cards rank 2 and 3 is the game changer, because you will not do anything with rank 1 cards. So keep that in mind if you do want to run CP difference, like the enemy's 60k and you're like 40k or whatnot, because I've done that before, and it takes a long time. Sure, it takes a long time, but it gets done. Other SRs to look at: Fatima, Noor, and Mitsuki. They are all AoE. Fatima is a self-sustaining with her ultimate actually reduces the enemy ultimate gauge by 2, and it is a complete AoE, so it does that to all enemies in general. Her S1, or not her S1, her S2 has life steal, so that's why I say she's kind of a magical life stealing frontline. That's what I use her for. Noor, she applies electrocute. Electrocute basically cuts through shields. So if Cotton were to ult and I were to apply electrocute to everyone, I'm basically just cutting through that shield. And the reason I also say Natsuki is because she decreases crit chance, as you can see, 20% only on S1, decreases the crit chance. That's insane. And her S2 applies burn when it is at rank 2, which is really good. And then her S3, it blocks recovery skills on all enemies for 3 turns. So they're like, the combinations are endless. I feel like you can really make some insane teams in this game. There's a lot of minor kinks and stuff here. There are translation errors. One thing I do want to up on is this the Singapore server or the global server? Because I've been told that this is the Singapore soft launch and not the global soft launch. So if I can get some clarification on that, that would be amazing. If this is indeed the Singapore soft launch, then okay. If it is the global, then oh my gosh, they have tough times ahead of them. But overall, I do like this game. I will probably make more videos on it. You know, if you guys want to, you know, look at the characters, like I did with 7, like I did with Grand Cross. I did some character spotlights. We could do that here too. I do not play Grand Cross anymore, so that's why I haven't made any more videos on that as well. Same thing with Fantastic Days. I dropped it because I know it's coming to global, and honestly I would prefer to play a game that I can read. I don't have any problem really playing it in JP, but only specific games I can really stick to it in JP. Grand Cross was one of those games, but overall I'm just like, it's just too repetitive to the point where it's just like, it's just not fun anymore for me. I can watch it all the time. I'll watch Sakapoko play it, I'll watch Kabuki play it, I'll watch all of them play it, but overall it's just one of those things where it's like, it's just not fun for me personally to play anymore. That's for the reason I haven't been playing those games anymore. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think should be different? What do you think that I said that you didn't agree on, and why you didn't agree on it? If this was informative, let me get that thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps the channel. We're going for that 1K mark. We are 1/10 of the way there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.